Good morning, everyone. I'm Megyn Kelly. It's Wednesday, November 5th, 2025, and this is your AM Update.
Tonight, against all odds, we have grasped it. The future is in our hands. My friends, we have toppled a political dynasty.
New York City elects a 34-year-old socialist Muslim mayor in a stunning, though anticipated, race against a former governor.
Here in New Jersey, we know that this nation has not ever been, nor will it ever be, ruled by kings.
In New Jersey, Democrat Mikie Sherill beats Republican Jack Ciattarelli, and in Virginia, Abigail Spanberger easily beats Winsome Earl Sears, and the man who wants to see Republicans dead becomes the next attorney general there. All that and more coming up in just a moment on your AM Update. When customers are walking through the aisles of their local Walmart, they're not just picking up groceries or supplies. They're supporting American businesses and their communities. The real story is what's behind the label. With over 2/3 of the products Walmart buys made, grown, or assembled right here in the U.S., buying local is not just stocking shelves, it's about strengthening communities. Because of that commitment, Walmart invested $350 billion in U.S. manufacturing, helping American companies like Fisher & Weezer Specialty Foods, a local Texas business, expand their operations in Fredericksburg, Texas, hire more people, and bring their Texas-grown peach jam to a national market. Their story is just one example of how Walmart's U.S. manufacturing investment is supporting over 750,000 American jobs. Businesses across the country are empowered to sell more, hire more, and help their communities grow. From farms to factories to final shopping carts, learn how Walmart is fueling the future of U.S. manufacturing at walmart.com/America at work. Within minutes of the polls closing in New York City, all kinds of history was made. Zohran Mamdani, the 34-year-old self-described Democratic socialist and Muslim, becoming the projected winner of the mayoral election, according to Decision Desk HQ. The Associated Press taking a little bit more time, calling the race about 40 minutes past the hour. With the highest turnout in decades, Mamdani defeating disgraced former Democratic Governor Andrew Cuomo in a seismic shift of New York politics. Mamdani energizing New York voters with a slick social media campaign and lofty promises, including rent freezes, free city bus rides, and city-run grocery stores. It's all going to be free, he told them. Free everything. Mamdani celebrating the win in a room packed with supporters at the Brooklyn Paramount Theater.
For as long as we can remember, the working people of New York have been told by the wealthy and the well-connected that power does not belong in their hands. Fingers bruised from lifting boxes on the warehouse floor, palms calloused from delivery bike handlebars, knuckles scarred with kitchen burns. These are not hands that have been allowed to hold power. And yet, over the last 12 months, you have dared to reach for something greater. Tonight, against all odds, we have grasped it. The future is in our hands. My friends, we have toppled a political dynasty. New York, tonight you have delivered a mandate for change, a mandate for a new kind of politics, a mandate for a city we can afford, and a mandate for a government that delivers exactly that.
Cuomo, who was once the most powerful Democrat in the state, but ran a stilted, cold, arthritic campaign, delivering remarks following his failed comeback bid.
This campaign was the right fight to wage, and I am proud of what we did and what we did together. This campaign was to contest the philosophies that are shaping the Democratic Party, the future of this city, and the future of this country. And this coalition transcended normal partisan politics. It brought together Democrats and Republicans and independents, joined by the simple fact that their first allegiance is as citizens of New York City.
Curtis Sliwa, the Republican candidate who refused all calls to drop out of the race, even though everyone knew he had no chance, failing to secure even 10% of the vote. Still, for those like Bill Ackman, who blamed Sliwa for the Mamdani victory, it appears Mamdani will win with more votes than Cuomo and Sliwa combined. Fellow socialist and U.S. Senator of Vermont, Bernie Sanders, defining this moment as a reshaping of the Democrat Party.
He has taken on the oligarchs in New York who have spent millions and millions of dollars trying to defeat him. He is taking on the Democratic establishment. So I think this young man deserves an enormous amount of credit for running a brilliant campaign.
Radio host Hugh Hewitt on Fox News last night with a dark prediction.
It's going to be a bad hangover for Democrats because Comrade Mamdani is not just a communist. He's an anti-Semitic communist. And he is going to cause international incidents. He doesn't know how to run anything. I keep making this point to people. He's run at most an office of 10 people. 300,000 people work for the city of New York. I know it's hard to believe when 155,000 people work for the entire state government in New York. 300,000 people work for Manhattan and the 4 other boroughs. So I'm telling you, it's a disaster that's going to unfold in real time.
Republican Ari Fleischer predicting on Fox News every Democrat running in the midterms will now be saddled with the Mamdani problem as he taxes the rich, provides trans procedures to all on the taxpayer dime, and sends social workers to domestic violence calls. Good luck, New York. In New Jersey, Democrat Congresswoman Mikie Sherill beating New Jersey businessman Jack Ciattarelli with ease. Despite Ciattarelli appearing to close the gap in the final weeks of the race, Sherrill's strategy of tying her opponent closely to President Trump worked to her advantage. Polls simply wrong in this race, showing a margin of error battle in multiple surveys ahead of Election Day, when Sherrill will win by double digits. Here she is addressing supporters.
This was a tough fight, and this is a tough state. But I know you, New Jersey, and I love you. We know that no one in our great state is safe when our neighbors are targeted, ignoring the law and the Constitution. But prosperity is equally essential. Liberty alone is not enough if the government makes it impossible for you to feed your family, to get a good education, or to get a good job. So in this country, that shouldn't be too much to ask. But right now, all of it seems at risk. Governors have never mattered more. Here in New Jersey, we know that this nation has not ever been, nor will it ever be, ruled by kings. We take oaths to a constitution, not a king.
Jack Ciattarelli delivering his closing remarks.
Listen, guys, nobody is more disappointed than I am. But I'm proud of the efforts of my team that are here tonight. As John F. Kennedy once said, life's not always fair. But I am proud of the effort we put forth. I'm proud of the message we communicated each and every day. It is my hope that Mikie Sherill has heard us in terms of what we need to do to make New Jersey that place where everybody can once again feel they can achieve their American dream.
Thanks for nothing, New Jersey. Lucy pulled the football again. Coming up, a big night for Dems, a look at Virginia, California, and Minneapolis. Streaming November 16th on Paramount Plus, it is the return of Landman, TV's biggest phenomenon from Taylor Sheridan, co-creator of Yellowstone. Academy Award winner Billy Bob Thornton is back as Tommy Norris and managing higher stakes than ever before. It features an all-star cast, including Academy Award nominees Demi Moore, Andy Garcia, and Sam Elliott. In the wake of his former boss's passing, tensions come to a head as Tommy and Demi Moore's character, Cammy Miller, struggle to maintain control of MTEX Oil. And with his father, played by Sam Elliott, coming back into his life, Tommy must juggle both of his roles as an oil man and a family man as pressure builds and his worlds collide. Do not miss the hit series everyone is talking about. Landman's new season starts streaming November 16th, only on Paramount Plus. It didn't take long in Virginia, Decision Desk HQ making the call at 7:19 p.m., projecting Democrat Abigail Spanberger as the next governor with only a sliver of the votes counted. Spanberger will be the first female governor of Virginia, defeating Republican Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl Sears to succeed outgoing Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin. Both the House of Delegates and the state Senate will remain under Democrat control, meaning Virginia is a solid blue state for the next 2 years. Spanberger striking a centrist tone in her victory remarks tonight, focusing largely on economics and unity.
We sent a message to the whole world that in 2025, Virginia chose pragmatism over partisanship. We chose our Commonwealth over chaos. The Lieutenant Governor's story, her military service, and her years of service here in Virginia deserve our respect and our gratitude, and I ask that you join me in wishing her and her family well. And to those Virginians who did not vote for me, I want you to know that my goal and my intent is to serve all Virginians. We are going to work to lower costs of renting, buying, or staying in your home. We're going to lower healthcare costs. We're going to crack down on predatory pharmaceutical practices and surprise billing. And we're going to produce more energy. We are going to take politics out of our schools.
As for her promise to take politics out of schools, Spanberger, during the campaign, dodging questions on boys and girls sports and locker rooms on the campaign trail, responding with vague answers about local decision-making, struggling to articulate a clear policy, sidestepping the issue, allowing mainstream media to brand Spanberger as the model Democrat. Spanberger's win coming even as her party dealt with a serious controversy stemming from shocking texts sent in 2022 by Attorney General candidate Jay Jones. In the messages made public in a report by National Review, he wrote that he wished then-Republican House Speaker Todd Gilbert in Virginia would get, quote, 2 bullets in the head, and later expressed a wish that Gilbert's children would die in their mother's arms so that the lawmaker might reconsider his policies. In the end, Virginia Democrats saying, "We're good with him." Jones winning the Attorney General race by about 5 points. Here's Jones last night.
And I want to thank every Virginian tonight who's placed their trust in me. This was a hard-fought campaign. But at the end of the day, this election has never been about me or my opponent. It has always been about every single one of us and the future of Virginia. And this election, this victory, is for you.
In California, Prop 50, a ballot measure tossing out the state's Independent Redistricting Commission in order to redraw congressional maps in a manner heavily favoring Democrats, locking in more blue seats through the 2030 election cycle, a move that could directly affect who controls the U.S. House of Representatives, voters deciding to support Governor Gavin Newsom's gerrymandering effort. In Minneapolis, a closely watched mayoral race between incumbent Jacob Fry, a Democrat progressive going for a 3rd term, who got outflanked to his left by 35-year-old Somali-American Omar Fateh, whose rallies at times looked like they were literally taking place in Somalia. He is a current state senator. This one locked in a close matchup as the ranked choice ballot counting continues into the night. We'll have in-depth coverage of what all of this means for America on The Megyn Kelly Show. And that'll do it for your AM update. I'm Megyn Kelly. Join me back here for The Megyn Kelly Show live on SiriusXM's The Megyn Kelly Channel, 111 at noon East, on youtube.com/Megyn Kelly, and on all podcast platforms.